If you know me, you know I'm a little bit introverted. I was a lot more a few years back. There have been a few videos I made on such topics, but I think one of them I haven't really made is how to get out of your comfort zone. And one thing I want to make very clear is I'm not trying to give life advice or anything, but I'm trying to say stuff that worked for me, but also just stuff that could also help your career. And I relate this more to photography and videography because there are ways to help, make yourself even more comfortable, like get out of your comfort zone much sooner because of photography and videography. And I think it's also important because in photography and videography, especially if you're doing events and projects and things, you have to have a certain kind of like level of direction and certain level of, which means you have to have some leadership and things like that. So here's a few different ways that has helped me. And you might notice some of these points in other videos as well, but I think it's worthwhile having them all in one video, at least at this point in time. First up is talking to a camera. So if you're making videos, making content, easy way to get out of your comfort zone. Just makes it a lot easier. You can do it in your own home. You can do it in your own comfort. It's very easy. And once you can get past not being able to talk to a camera, it makes it even easier. If you're making a faceless channel or something, then don't have to worry about even talking to a camera, but you at least like learn about speech and learn how to like talk better essentially. The second, which I know I've covered in another video, is having a camera as a social hack. But I'm actually going to add on to a little bit of this, is have anything that really kind of, a unique look or does something unique for you. So, tattoos or something that maybe like a piercing or something, I don't know, like whatever makes you feel like you can peacock in front of people. Essentially what I'm saying when I say peacock in front of people is when a peacock is trying to impress the other mate, then they have their like feathers out, they're like beautiful feathers and everything. And they obviously are like the star of the show. So when you have something that's unique to you, makes it a lot easier for people to like look at you or helps people come up to you even sometimes. So let's go back to that point about the camera. For me, at least, it was the camera that was like my peacocking thing. That helped me go up to people in events and different things and start conversations, or, if they came up to me, then continue the conversation. Many different things, and it's helped me immensely, and it's basically like a social hack. Other ones like tattoos and stuff has also helped me. I've had conversations with people about some of my tattoos, or something that I made a choice because of this and that's why I got it as a tattoo. Just different things like that help you get out of your comfort zone. This other one is going to be a little bit more challenging, especially if you're, like I said, in your comfort zone, is you got to challenge yourself to get out of it. So if you are trying to, let's say get better at your career, you might be fine where you are and doing the same thing every single day. But personally for me, I like challenging myself because I like the growth. So if you challenge yourself every single day, it means that you are going out of your comfort zone, and it means that you are, and it means you're growing as a person. So I find identifying what is the stuff that you're comfortable with and what you're not comfortable with, and then basically challenging what you're not comfortable with is very beneficial to you. It will help you so much when you are just doing anything in life. Like I said, this can relate to photography and videography a lot because you have to get certain opportunities, but you also have to do this in other parts of life. Like if you're trying to get a deal, maybe you have to go and ask someone, and that's not in your comfort zone. Or maybe you are trying to go and do something that you're not usually fond of, like, I don't know, skydiving or, zip lining, something like that, where it kind of scares you a little bit, and doing it instead of not doing it at all. Now, to add on to the other point is also just weighing the pros and cons. Usually for some things, obviously it is worthwhile to weigh the cons especially heavier because it depends on what it is. Certain things are not good, but I generally think when you go and do a pros and cons list, you'll find that the pros are actually pretty good and the cons are really not that serious. There's very few times I think you can say that the cons are going to outweigh the pros. So generally speaking, you'll be fine if you try something out. And I think one of the last ways, which might seem a little bit out of left field, is start your own business, start your own hustle, or start something that means something to you. So that's going to be very hard for many people, I think. A lot to go to 9 to 5 and do their own thing there, and then they come back home and that's it. But the one thing that you will realize when you start your own hustle, your own business, your own like something that you're passionate about, it's tough, but you also have a large sense of reward. So especially if you're doing that as your only source of income, it's not comfortable at all. Like you have to persevere. You have to do a lot of different things that you would not expect to do. And you have to also wear many hats that you're not supposed to do. Like, so for example, if you're doing a video production company, you have to do the editing, you have to do the recording, you have to go and get the clients. Like there's a lot of things you have to do, at least in the initial stage. But these things are character building, and I think they are worthwhile doing if you are doing your own business. I just think also in general, starting it before you are too old to, well, you're not really ever too old to, but you know what I mean? Like to the point where you may not have as much mobility or you might have health problems, etc. always worth starting something sooner than later. If it doesn't happen, then hopefully it's not as devastating, but you know, you tried and you may have failed, but you learn so much from it. And it's, like I said, it's going to build on more than it's going to be detrimental to you. There are so many people now who are so successful and they failed so many times. There's people who are legitimately like the richest people in the world. There are people who are like YouTubers like you and I, and then there are people just like the average people who have made something happen because they took a chance on themselves, or because they had no other option, or because they wanted some sort of accomplishment because they were in the comfort zone for too long. Try these different things and I think you'll see so much change in yourself, and even in your career. Even if you're doing photography, videography for events and things, they will help you as you go on, because you can use these different skills in very different areas, but also they all help one another as well. So I really hope you enjoyed. If you want to see another cool video, be sure to look at this one over here, or check out the channel right over here. If you want to hit me up on social media at all, I'm available right over here as well. I really hope you enjoyed. Hope this next video. Peace.